Mike is like the only Mexican New Zealander in the world.
I would push to say yes.
Yeah.
I can have a really shitty day, but I know if I come here, it's gonna be like, well, it wasn't that bad, right? It's getting a little better. It makes some of the process bearable or at least enjoyable.
What's your relationship with perseverance?
The only way you really can like get through something is if you actually persevere and like get through it.
People want to avoid pain. I think maybe that's the mistake.
That says a lot, especially because you've done it in repetition, not just onesie twosies. And that goes back into like consistency, which is key, especially in training, but even just in life.
How much longer do you think you want to keep playing?
The short answer in my head now is,
before we started rolling, that you're closing in on your 2-year anniversary here at the fort.
yeah, time flies when you're in pain every day.
Yeah. So Mike came to us, he was like just at the end of like our pandemic closing requirements.
Yeah.
Walked into the gym like late summer, no one in the gym, like 1:00 lunchtime.
Yeah.
And you were like, let's go.
Basically.
Yeah.
It was a pretty easy sell for me. But I mean, we did one workout and I have not felt that unfit in a long time. And I was like, all right, well, I got to clearly keep doing this. It's everything I didn't want to do that I was forced, like ski ergs and like actually going in a row, or every now and again carrying sandbags around the block, right? It was all these things that I had never, ever anticipated I would be doing at a gym, let alone planning for it. And the function was forced upon me, and here I am 2 years later.
Nice. That's great. It's funny. Now when I talk to people and I say like, you're going to do the things that you don't want to do, it's not like carrying sandbags or like squatting and stuff.
Right.
It's like, we're going to force you into doing like mobility,
right,
flexibility work on your breathing mechanics,
That's
your range of motion. And everybody's like, yep, I'm not doing that on my own, which is true.
Right.
Nobody does that on their own.
Yeah. I mean, I was telling you, I haven't gotten hurt in 2 years.
Mike is like the only Mexican New Zealander in the world.
I would push to say yes.
Yeah, so that is your background, and that like appropriately led you to playing rugby for Team Mexico. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I played rugby for going on 20 years, which is a small funny story where like we were in a team down one time, and some of these kids are going through intros and like, oh yeah, like I'm 24, I'm 23. One kid's like, I'm 19, and I realized I've been playing longer than you've been alive. That doesn't come without longevity, but my point being is, yeah, I've been playing since I was roughly 12, 13 years old, and I've had basically the blessing to keep playing at pretty high levels. Played internationally in Asia, in Europe, and now playing for the Mexican national team at a pro level, which is nice. It's, I think, a big point of pride where playing for your heritage country it doesn't come often, you know. I've had a chance to play for Olympic qualifying spots, and even on the highest level of rugby sevens in Canada. So it's been a blessing, but it's also been a labor of love because you constantly have to, you know, keep up with younger players and, you know, the latest and greatest of people.
Yeah, nice. How much longer are you going to keep this going?
That's a good question.
I mean, you're 58 years old.
Going on 90.
Yeah. Like how much longer do you think you want to keep playing?
I've said I was going to stop playing 3 years ago. I was like, this is my last year. I'm approaching the end of my contract this year, or my tenure. And now I'm just like, well, there's like this event and that event coming up. Maybe I'll extend it 3 months or 6 months. The short answer in my head now is end of next year at the very latest, at the earliest end of this year, at a high level. I'll still play at a social kind of club level after that. But I really want to get into coaching. I think coaching is where my passion really lies. It's kind of influencing the people coming up and really building that culture of giving back to a community and not just playing for yourself. Because in my opinion, rugby does persist because of everyone's willing to chip in. And no one's greater than kind of the community, whether it be New York or the larger community. I can go to London and call a mate up that I haven't talked to in years and say, hey, can I crash on a couch? And like nothing, they'd be like, yeah, no problem. Do you want food too?
Right.
And I think that's the beauty of the sport is it's more than just a sport.
Right. The other thing is like perseverance.
Yep.
Right. Like to like have a 20-year career in rugby, the sport itself and the game itself takes that, right? It's a physical game. It's like has a high cardio demand, has a high level of contact, right? Has high skill. The only way to survive something like that is like perseverance. Like I always
100%.
tell people with like combat athletes, like getting punched in the face is a terrible way to make a living. I can't imagine like getting,
not for me, but love that for you.
Getting tackled and thrown around and whatever can't be, it's not the easiest thing in the world. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a little bit about like, what's your relationship with perseverance? Like, how does that inform the rest of your life? Like, clearly it seems to be something that's important to you and part of your makeup.
Yeah, I think anybody who's, I guess, worked out with me will always say, like, you gotta kind of channel that inner dog, if you will, or like you gotta just dog it out. And like, the only way you really can like get through something is if you actually persevere and like get through it, right? And that means in the darkest hours or darkest places, no matter how small or big, you've gotta keep going one step at a time. And I always tell people, just like, keep your world small. And when I say people, I mean like teammates and people that, the younger folks that I play with. It's just keep your world small, whether it's this session to progress towards a larger goal, or if it's this game to progress to the next stage. It's all the same thing in relativity, because you've been working at this consistently and you've been persevering through these challenges.
People want to avoid pain. I think maybe that's the mistake, is like, that's to me like one of the real kind of special things about training, is that like in a very controlled environment, you kind of get to experience this pain. Obviously future bouts of exercise, but ideally like, stuff outside the gym as well.
Easy, right? I think from a physiological standpoint, you're, I think, exerting some of the pain that has built up emotionally, and like that it has shown that it does relieve stress, right? But additionally, you know that you can get through it. Like, you've put yourself under so much duress at certain points that like, I got this. Like I've done worse, or I've done something similar, and that says a lot, especially because you've done it in repetition, not just onesie twosies. And that goes back into like consistency, which is key, especially in training, but even just in life.
Yeah, for sure.
The moments I felt inadequate or cried to myself of just like, and I'll be open about this, right? Like where I'm like, I'm not a good enough athlete or whatever it is, or like, I just don't know what to do here, are countless. But those are the moments where like you have to reflect. I'm like, can I do something now to change either the trajectory or the situation? And you gotta focus on like, what can you do now? Again, making your world small, because if you open it up to too many options, the world will collapse on you. Your own world, right? And like, it's just it's an emotional burden. So how do you figure out ways to navigate through that? And again, bringing it back to training, like that mental capacity does have a bearing on how do you react.
Yeah, for sure. Kyle and I were talking yesterday. We were talking about like the big companies that are out there. Like, you look at like Amazon and Apple, Google, and Meta or Facebook, right? And we're like, all those companies have problems. Like, people don't like those companies for like of various reasons. Yeah. But none of all the people in those universes, whether it's like, Eric Schmidt or the guy, other guys who like started Google, or like Steve Jobs or Bezos, or like, people have problems with those guys, but you're like, okay, like, you get it.
Yeah.
Out of all of them, the one that's like the most hated, the least trusted, is Zuckerberg.
Easy.
Right? Easy. And I think the reason for that is like, he didn't fail first. Like, all those other guys had huge failures.
Yeah.
And he kind of nailed it right off the bat. So his failures came way later, when the company was way bigger and there's way more at stake.
Yeah.
And everybody's now like, fuck that guy.
100%.
Right?
100%.
Like, nobody, like, people, like Jobs is like a troubled
people
guy.
People kind of give Bezos props because like, it was a bookstore, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was a fucking bookstore.
Yeah.
And now you're selling, like, you're the biggest e-commerce giant. Like, you were like, I think last year, Amazon for the first time surpassed Google on searches. On like, if you want to look for a blanket, you're going to go on Amazon first because it's quicker to receive, right? But you're right, like, Meta hit a lot of good strides. It had the fastest growth rate in Silicon Valley ever. And now you're looking at privacy issues and like, it's just a lot of other which ways that are what's wrong with it. And when you have WhatsApp listen to your conversations, and I mean, I can go down the rabbit hole for a while, but like there are so many things that are tied to Facebook or Meta rather, that are dangerous, because it actually has such a big impact on society, whether it's social or just personal.
Right. And I think all these people are trying, like, they're all using like their ubiquity to their advantage, right? Like, 100%. Certainly, like, Apple is using the information that it gets from you for its own benefit, right? Like, and that's all true. And everybody has a sense of that. And they're like, oh yeah, the way they do business, like, maybe isn't great. Like, I don't love that. With Zuckerberg, you're like, that dude's trying to screw me.
Easy.
Right? It doesn't feel like a big problem. It feels like a personal problem.
Well, you are in advertising. So I think this is a funny thing to even bring up here. It's like, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Right.
Right. Like, it's shitty to say, right? But like,
it's sort of terrifying.
100%. And it's only getting more and more of a dangerous, like slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
I think when you look at now with Meta having eyeglasses with Ray-Ban, like they can now see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And with visual recognition, that's a whole different ballgame, right? And you are now taking what is digitally posted into what's happening in real life. And if you're recording it, you're now going to get a lot more data out of that person, which makes it a dangerous arena to play in because you're giving it to them.
Right.
It's all by opt-in.
Right. The one thing I could say about like what we do here is like really completely genuinely, like, sure, we want to have a successful business. I want to be able to pay my employees. I want us to all be successful. But really the core of the business is like, we really do want to help people.
Right.
Like I really do want people to like enjoy fitness, have it impact the rest of their life, all the great things that I found from it, right? Like it really helped me, like courage and confidence and all these other things, you know? So like at our core, like it feels like, you know, even though we are engaging in commerce, like we're trying to do it from a perspective of like putting out a product that we really are proud of and would do even if like it didn't make us money.
There's a trade there, right? And I mean, it's just the way kind of business works, the nature of it. But I think what's cool, like I've been here going on 2 years now, and there's people that I've seen that just like change, like butterflies. Like, I mean, BK was the legacy guy, right? He's a new person, right? Or like Andrew Flicker, who's like my workout partner. Like he went from didn't really ever stretch very much to now is like his mobility is incredible. He looks great. Like he looks 10 years younger. Like it just, you see these transformations, and it clearly is a product that everyone stands by. And it's a community that people are building together, right? Like I come because I like hanging out with BK in the morning or Flicker at night or Sid, right? Like, cause I can have a really shitty day, but I know if I come here, it's gonna be like, well, it wasn't that bad, right? It makes some of the process bearable or at least enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we live in a society where like making connections with people has become more and more challenging, like at least in real life.
Right.
And I think like the community has like come together in a way where it's like people really just enjoy being around each other.
Literally.
You know, and like
it's very
that's
like-minded.
Yeah, it's a very nice thing. I mean, we just did our annual 5K in the park this weekend, and like, you know, over 100 people showed up who just like volunteered a Saturday, like in the summer to just come together and be part of something. And like, you know, that's pretty unique. And
I couldn't make it, and I legitimately was on Instagram like a FOMO, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I wish I was there, like seeing like everyone, like the tug of war contest. It just looked cool. And like it's like seeing your friends at a party, and you were invited to it, you just couldn't make it. And you're like, oh, damn it, like and it just speaks volumes.
Yeah, it's great. It's never lost on me too. Like I'm never at something like that. Doesn't matter how many times we do a community event or get everybody together where I don't look around and I'm like just very grateful for the fact. Yeah. It's
when
incredible.
I first came, there was what, 20 members maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Maximum,
right? I mean, like granted it was a pandemic, right? But like I saw the picture when everyone crowded together. I'm like, holy shit, this seems a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, and that's like not even the half of it, right? Like some people couldn't make it. Yeah, it is wild, and it's
a beautiful thing, man. I think one of the challenges is sustaining, I think, culture, right? And we've done it well, I think, because people want to be here, people want to try, and that perseverance is really there. But the perseverance is there because of the support system, right? It's easy to give up because when you're alone, but I think when you have people pushing you or texting you like, hey, like missed you today. It's not even like, where were you? It's just like, I missed you. That's a fully different thing. And actually I've talked about this in coaching clinics where you can say the same message, but different words, and it changes the entire feel, right? Instead of saying, hey, get over here, it's, hey, I need you. Or the part of the perseverance factor of it of, hey, you know, what happened? You punk out and not want to come instead of, or just, I missed you, wish you were here today. Dude, same message, right? You should have been here. What happened, right? And I think that, you know, that's really what makes a difference. It's like your little cohort or your group that trains together day in, day out. It's accountability, but in a not so aggressive fashion.
Yeah, for sure.